Zach, so good to see you. Let's talk about what everybody is talking about right now. SpaceX, is it an opportunity or an overpriced rocket? There's a lot of buzz around SpaceX and other AI companies right now, but history tells us hype does not always equal strong investor outcomes. So how should we weigh opportunity versus hype right now?
Yeah, so really it's just diving in and looking at the financials of the quality of the business, whether it's SpaceX or the other AI companies that are going to be IPOing soon, and putting the hype aside that, oftentimes the media or other retail investors are saying, hey, this thing's going to go to the moon. Really put that aside, look at what they're actually producing as cash flow and looking at what that valuation that they're projected to IPO at or they're currently trading at, and see if it makes sense to even put some money in there at those price points.
Yeah, those headlines certainly give me a lot of FOMO, but this is when we need to look at history, right? And historically, nearly 60% of IPOs since 1980 have returned zero or negative returns over 3 years. That's according to University of Florida professor Jay Ritter. How should that shape the way investors approach high-profile IPOs?
Yeah, once again, that is just the hype around it. We saw with SpaceX, the biggest IPO ever, a lot of hype going into it. Once again, putting that aside and really looking at, it from an investment success standpoint. If it IPO'd at $1.76 trillion, how much more upside does it really have where those underlying cash flow that SpaceX is producing is going to align with where their valuation is at? And that's where we kind of our job at Young Wealth Management is to dive into those nitty gritty details and look at it from that fundamental standpoint and be able to communicate that with clients. I was communicating with my clients is it looks a little bit overvalued. How about right. Take the basis of putting it on the back burner to 6 to 12 months and see where it's at then. We've already seen SpaceX kind of retrace in the short term here. So we'll see if that trend holds and it kind of reaches that valuation where people think it's appropriately valued at.
Right. And I'm glad you mentioned this. You kind of touched on this. SpaceX was targeting that $1.75 trillion valuation, but Morningstar put fair value closer to $780 billion. How important is valuation discipline when choosing how to invest?
Yeah, valuation discipline is more important than anything that you're really going to be doing. And that's, once again, where our job comes in. Looking at, that $1.76 trillion is very overvalued. Morningstar, that 780 billion might still be a little overvalued. That's where we're going to be communicating to you. Hey, once again, let's wait 6 to 12 months, see if it comes back down to earth, from its rocket up, and see if it makes sense to dip our toes in the water.
Let's say, though, that I come into your office and I just don't want to miss out, but of course I'm wary of the risks. What's a more disciplined approach to evaluating whether and when to invest in a company like SpaceX or any of these upcoming other AI companies?
Yeah, absolutely. Come in, talk with us. We would love to sit down, talk about things that you're seeing, how we could incorporate it into your portfolio. We would take, a complete picture of where you're currently at in your retirement plan, and if it makes sense to have some exposure to these companies and the correct amount in terms of exposure. It might be a small percentage. Maybe you have a good plan that it could be a little bit more percentage, but we really need to have a communication both ways of having you come in, see where it is ideal to put it in your plan.
I always really enjoy talking to you, Zach. If somebody would like to come in and crunch the numbers with you, talk through whether or how they should invest in any of these exciting new companies, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, they can call our office line at 614-430-8383 or visit our website at www.young-wm.com.
All right, Zach, again, thank you for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Aaron.